Hey y'all, it's your girl Ivy. I'm gonna get straight into it and I'm gonna set the tone. I'm very passionate right now. I don't know how this video is gonna go, but I know I'm gonna drop this message to all parents and guardians. If you are responsible for a child right now, you need to start being nosy in them phones. You need to start being nosy in them laptops. You need to start being nosy, period. Especially if you're the parent that allow your child to date or talk to whomever. You get what I mean. But listen, these schools not protecting our kids. And to know me personally is to know I don't play about school systems. I don't play with schools. Every single district school my children have been to, they know me and my husband very personally. You get what I mean? I'm not, out of respect of my child being a minor, of course, I'm not finna tell the personal story of what went on, but I'm gonna give y'all the gist of why I'm telling y'all to, number one, be nosy, and number two, these schools not gonna protect our kids even with a threatening type reason why our babies are at these schools. You feel me? Anybody that's ever been with a narcissist, and if you're listening to this video and you are with all seriousness want to protect your child, you're gonna have to really listen through what I'm saying. Narcissism does not start when you become an adult. That shit gets developed in your childhood. Let's be real, right? With that being said, when I went through my child's phone and laptop and seen certain messages, them messages was no different than my narcissistic ex messages that baby was sent to me. Mind you, I'm talking about a minor, right? And these messages were so strong, it so threatening, to be quite honest, that I had no other choice but to take it to the school, right? I take that shit to my child's school. They reading what I'm reading, and I'm spitting my baby's character, basically. Do y'all want to know that the admin, except for the police officer, shout out to him, to be honest, but still, with everything that I showed, and unfortunately, this baby that said this to my child, they didn't take it serious at all. They were so relaxed about the situation. All I asked them to do was keep eyes on my child for a week to ensure her safety. Right? The day me and my husband are up here talking to admin, well, just the assistant principal to be 100 with y'all. I even um hold up, let me slow down. I even requested for like a no contact clause contract situation to be signed. Right? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. How about, not only did my husband and I go up there, we show this stuff. We're very passionate about how we feel. Kept it very professional. We don't lose our shit. Everything. This man even asking us, like, what can we do to ensure, like, so y'all feel say the next day that same child is around my child. And come to find out, they didn't even get that paperwork signed. Had they gotten the paperwork signed, admin and the teachers would have the authority to separate the two or get him away from her. You get what I mean? Mind you, earlier in this message I said narcissism does not start when you become grown. So my point of this video is, if you do allow your child to talk, date, entertain, don't, be real with yourself. You know exactly what I mean to these young men and young ladies out here. I suggest you take them phones and I suggest you go through the messages. Number one, that's how you're gonna learn your child. Number two, that's how you're gonna learn who they talking to. And if you read through them, you might find out what type of development the opposite party is doing, or you might find out what your child out here saying and doing. Nip that shit in the bud. You are still their parent. Excuse me. True story, and I'm gonna get up out of here. An ex friend of mine would allow her child to date, right? Boom, cool, 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 cool. Anytime we'll get together and her child and the little partner was together, they'll do certain things that I personally just, my kids ain't gonna be able to do that in front of me and they look, yeah, yeah, and stuff. Do you? I can't make you, think like me, but just No, but I would have discussions like, why aren't you seeing what they said, or why aren't you going through, your child phone? Why would you not, right? I promise you that baby sat there and told me that, oh, I don't get in my kid business. I don't go through they mm-mm. I'm gonna end up seeing something I don't want to see. Then she told me, when my children get older, I'll see where she's coming from, and I'm gonna give them their privacy too. Now, side note, I don't gotta explain shit, but we talk about boundaries over here. We give each other space. We keep it raw over here. You feel me? But had I, you got friends that'll tell you shit like that. Cool, whatever works for you works for you. But had I honed in on that, knowing that me seeing that example before we get here, that I'm gonna be nosy. Oh, my child. Mm-mm. So I said that to say, be in your kids' business. There is no privacy. Start seeing the type of people they surround themselves with. Just see. If you're a healing parent and you done dealt with some shit, I highly recommend, even if you're not, but you just, if you know what I mean? The things that we experience them right now for a reason, to keep spitting and keep, when I say spit, keep talking to and preaching to and just re-encouraging our youth that we created, however you got them and created them, for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So those that are healing, if you done I'm a, if you done dealt with a motherfucking narcissist, check your kids' stuff. Cause things you can make them aware of now, they ain't gonna spin the block on the shit that we did while they were developing and growing. Take it or leave it as you please. But take it from me, for real, for real. Be all up in your kids' business. And that'll create that safe space as they develop into their adulthood, which we're hoping, right, naturally, that will create that open door to where they'll remember when I was 14 and 15 and 16 and my mama and daddy was telling me this. You know what I'm saying? I can feel it now, and they're catching it at an earlier stage in time than we did. You understand what I mean? Get in your kid's business. And if it's your child that's talking at a young lady or a young man in a threatening way, get on their motherfucking ass. Go get them some help before you be wearing them on a t-shirt. Seriously. You feel me? I'm just saying. I love y'all.